I'd like to welcome you to BeMoreNews.com. Monday, October the 15th, Hassan Giordano press conference in front of City Hall. The major issues.
Well, the major issues were two. Number one is value my vote, put it together. Question L, it's ring the bell for question L. That was Impact's sponsor bill, sponsored by Councilwoman Mary Pat Clark, would allow independents and third-party voters, over 50,000 voters in the city, to be a part of the political process by being appointed to local boards and commissions. The more controversial one is the vote nay on question K, and I can't stress that enough, Donnie, because 5 years is one too many. The state legislature decided to give the mayor and the city council an extra year in office without ever conferring with the voters of Baltimore, who just put them in office with a 4-year contract months ago, last year in November.
Well, it seems to me if you were satisfied with the mayoral leadership, of the city council leadership, you wouldn't have a problem with an additional year.
Well, the problem is less than 15% of the poll we've taken has faith in the mayor and the city council leadership. So they don't have faith in it. And I think
many people said that that was a mandate from the city of Baltimore that we, want, in fact, the current leadership. And you're suggesting that there was an overwhelming non-turnout because of maybe a lack of interest, apathy.
absolutely, it's dissatisfaction with those who are around me. 20% is a mandate. When's the last time that happened? Where they do that at? I mean, let's be real. These people, they didn't want them in there. They could care less. But at the end of the day is they haven't even educated the people. See, they think they can slip this under the rug and make sure nobody pays attention.
Question K.
Question K.
Which would give them an additional year. So instead of having an election in 2015, there will be one in 2016. Is
Absolutely.
that right?
And it'll line it up in presidential elections afterwards.
Well, isn't that good?
No, it's not good. Why would it be good? First of all, we know in Baltimore City, Democratic stronghold, the primaries is our general elections. Okay? You're having a primary in April. That means non-incumbents, challengers, will have to campaign during the winter months, 6 months, 6 inches of snow. I mean, they knew that they can also hold on to their seat, run for state office, or hold on to their seat in state office and run for mayor, city council president, or whatever else they want to run for. That is selfishness. Like Doc Cheatham says, it's conceitedness with a capital K.
Okay.
And so at the end of the day, we're asking them to vote nay on question K because 5 years is just one too many.
Well, what else about today's press conference should people know?
Well, they need to know about all the questions. Question J, and that's the stormwater utility system for Baltimore. But what they're not telling you, Donnie, is that's another added tax onto the citizens of Baltimore. See, these are things that they're trying to sneak through. The audits bill with question M.
Is the Baltimore
That's
Sun
been
covering
watered
this?
down.
I mean, typically the Sun paper covers political developments such as this.
Let me tell you something, Donnie. I've sent this to every major news outlet. The only people who are covering this is Be More News and TheExaminer.com. Period. They're not doing anything about this. Now, certain radio stations have given us a little play, but you need to educate the voters, and nobody is educating them. Donnie, we have 20 ballot questions. Do you honestly think voters are going to go through every single one of them at the polls to read all of those mundane questions and vote on each one? No. And that's why we set up independent movement, PAC.org, which will allow the voters to, before they go to the polls, either early voting or November 6th, to know about these questions, especially the local ones that they're not hearing about, and be able to make an educated decision before going into the polls.
Hassan Giordano, why are you doing this?
Well, voting in politics.
Clearly, you could be being a father, dealing with your family, growing your business. Why is educating the people of Baltimore important?
Well, like you say, Mr. Politics, that's what they call me. Politics is my passion, but politics, Donnie, also saved my life. It's what, coming from the prison industrial complex and a life of crime, I got involved in voting rights for former felons and never turned back. And I think that this, of all things, what I call politics, is the drug game gone legal. A lot of people can get involved, and once you get involved in your community, once you see that you can be effective in passing policies like I have for the past couple of years, it becomes addictive. And at the end of the day is I want to do something that my son can be proud of. I am raising him by leading by example and having him at these press conferences at City Hall in Annapolis,
Yes,
where he
you
can
are.
say that I already know. He can go teach his teachers about politics as much as he sees and hears from me and you.
Beautiful thing. Anything you'd like to add?
No, just make sure you go educate yourself before you go to the polls. Independent movement, PAC.org.
Keep watching BeMoreNews.com, the news before the news, where we uncover the truth. Thank you for taking the time out. Thank you for working on behalf of the people.
Thanks for coming to Northeast Baltimore, Don.